couple days ago, I talked about 5 fantastic actor performances. Today, we're diving into 5 actresses who delivered some of the most raw, unforgettable performances in film history. These women didn't just act, they lived their roles, leaving us with moments so visceral, so haunting, that they've seared themselves into our minds forever. Whether it's Shelley Duvall's face of pure terror, defining horror for generations, or Gina Rowland's heartbreaking portrayal of a woman unraveling, these performances transcend the screen. They don't just stick with you, they haunt you.
Red. Red rum. 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 Stop it. Red rum. Red rum.
Shelley Duvall in The Shining. Shelley Duvall's performance as Wendy Torrance isn't just great, it's legendary. And not just because of the infamous behind-the-scenes stories. What makes her so mesmerizing is how real she feels. Wendy isn't a typical horror movie victim. She's a woman pushed to the absolute brink. Her fear so palpable, it crawls under your skin. Watch her trembling hands, her darting eyes, the way her voice cracks. Every second of her performance is drenched in exhaustion and terror. And that baseball bat scene? One of the most harrowing moments in horror history because of how human she makes Wendy. Kubrick put her through hell, but what emerged was something transcendent. The way she cowers, the way she screams. It's not melodramatic, it's desperate. That final scene where she's backing away from Jack, her face streaked with tears, is pure primal fear. Duvall didn't just play Wendy, she became her, embodying the psychological toll of abuse, isolation, and impending doom. Critics at the time dismissed her as shrill, but history has vindicated her. This is one of the most raw, real performances in horror. It's not just about being scared, it's about being broken. And Duvall? She shattered herself to give us this. But what truly cements her performance as iconic is how she makes Wendy sympathetic, without ever making her weak. Even in her terror, there's resilience. The way she fights back, the way she protects Danny, the way she survives. Most horror films reduce their female leads to screaming props, but Duvall gives Wendy agency. Her fear isn't performative, it's earned, built up through Kubrick's relentless takes and the suffocating atmosphere of the Overlook. And that's why, decades later, we're still talking about her. Shelley Duvall didn't just give a performance, she gave us a portrait of survival, one that lingers long after the credits roll.
From now on, she know how much right to sing, and she will. She's got in her to say, I can do as well. I can be better. I'm the best. Only in this case can she become success. Nobody taught me that. Well, that's why I'm with you. Because you say I for me. Because you say I for me.
Isabelle Adjani in Possession, 1981. If you've seen Possession, you know, Isabelle Adjani doesn't just act in this movie, she explodes onto the screen with a performance so unhinged, so violently emotional, that it feels like witnessing a public exorcism. As Anna, a woman caught between a failing marriage and a literal monster, Adjani doesn't just portray madness, she becomes it. The infamous subway scene alone is one of the most physically and emotionally grueling sequences ever filmed. The convulsions, the screams, the way her body contorts, it's not acting, it's possession in every sense of the word. Adjani's performance is a masterclass in unrestrained emotion. She oscillates between icy detachment and full-body hysteria with terrifying precision. The way she clings to her lover, the way she screams at her husband, every line delivery feels like a knife twisting deeper. And that final act, pure cinematic delirium. She doesn't just play a woman losing her mind. She is the mind unraveling in real time. It's no wonder she won Best Actress at Cannes. No one has ever committed to a role this ferociously. This isn't just acting, it's art carved from pain. What makes Adjani's performance even more remarkable is how she balances the grotesque with the tragic. Anna isn't just a screaming mess. She's a woman drowning in love, betrayal, and something otherworldly. The way she cradles her own body in moments of quiet despair, the way she pleads with Mark to understand her, it's heartbreaking. And then, in an instant, she flips into something monstrous, something inhuman. That duality is what makes Possession so unforgettable. Ajani doesn't just show us madness, she shows us the humanity behind it, the desperation that drives someone to the edge. It's a performance that doesn't just unsettle you, it devours you.
Plus tard, j'espère.
Les hommages, professeur. J'ai hâte de vous entendre jouer.
Isabelle Huppert in The Piano Teacher, 2001. Isabelle Huppert has always been fearless, but The Piano Teacher is her magnum opus, a performance so chilling, so controlled, that it's almost hard to watch. As Erica Kohut, a repressed piano professor spiraling into self-destruction, Huppert doesn't give us a single false moment. Her performance is a slow burn of quiet agony, every glance, every stiff movement, speaking volumes. The way she watches her students, the way she endures her own desires, it's all buried beneath a mask of cold discipline, until it isn't. And then there's that scene, the one in the bathroom. Huppert doesn't play it for shock. She plays it with devastating realism, making Erica's pain almost too intimate to witness. The way she interacts with her young lover, oscillating between dominance and humiliation, is a masterclass in psychological complexity. Huppert never asks for sympathy. She just is, in all her uncomfortable, brutal truth. This isn't just a great performance. It's one of the most fearless portrayals of desire and repression ever put on film. But what truly sets Huppert apart is how she makes Erica fascinating rather than pitiable. There's a perverse dignity in her repression, a defiance in her submission. When she finally snaps, it's not a cathartic release, it's a collapse, a surrender to the very things she spent her life suppressing. And Huppert plays it all with surgical precision, never letting us look away. That final scene, where she stabs herself in the shoulder, is a perfect encapsulation of her performance. Controlled, brutal, and utterly transfixing. Isabelle Huppert doesn't just act. She dissects the human psyche, leaving us with a character who lingers like a phantom pain.
When this kind of fire starts, it is very hard to put out. The tender boughs of innocence burn first, and the wind rises, and then all goodness is in jeopardy.
Cheryl Lee in Twin Peaks' Fire Walk with Me, 1992. Cheryl Lee's performance as Laura Palmer isn't just acting, it's soul-crushing. After playing a corpse in Twin Peaks, she finally got to be Laura, and what she gave us is one of the most tragic, raw portrayals of a doomed girl in cinema. Laura isn't just a victim, she's a hurricane of pain, rage, and fleeting joy, and Lee lives in every second of it. The way she laughs one moment and sobs the next, the way she pleads with her best friend, it's also human, even as her world collapses. And that scene in the car with her father? Lee doesn't just cry, she shatters. The realization in her eyes, the way her voice breaks, it's one of the most devastating moments ever filmed. Lee didn't just play Laura, she bled for her, giving us a performance so raw that it's almost too real. It's no wonder people still talk about it decades later. This isn't just a performance, it's a scream into the void. What makes Lee's performance even more extraordinary is how she captures Laura's duality, the homecoming queen and the tortured soul, the victim and the fighter. Even in her darkest moments, there's a defiance in her, a refusal to be just a victim. The way she taunts Bobby, the way she laughs in the face of her own destruction, it's electrifying. And then, in private, we see the real Laura, terrified, broken, but still alive. Cheryl Lee doesn't just give us a character, she gives us a life, one that burns too bright and too fast. It's a performance that doesn't just stick with you, it wounds you.
Mabel? Mabel, get off the couch. Hey. Get off the couch. Come on.
Gina Rowlands in A Woman Under the Influence, 1974. Gina Rowlands doesn't just act in A Woman Under the Influence, she invents a new kind of performance. As Mabel Longetti, a woman drowning in mental illness and societal expectations, Rowlands is unbelievable. The way she flits between manic joy and crushing despair, the way she clings to her husband, it's all so messy, so real. Cassavetes' direction gives her space to breathe, and she uses every second to craft something alive. But what truly elevates Rowlands' performance is how she makes Mabel lovable in her chaos. Even at her most erratic, there's a warmth to her, a desperate need to be seen and understood. The way she interacts with her children, the way she tries to be normal, it's heartbreaking because we see the woman beneath the illness. And when she's finally taken away, it's not just tragic, it's unjust. Rowlands doesn't just show us madness, she shows us the person trapped inside it, fighting to be heard. That's why, nearly 50 years later, her performance still feels like a punch to the gut. Gina Rowlands didn't just act, she rewrote the rules. These performances didn't just stick with us, they changed us. They showed us the extremes of human emotion, the depths of pain, and the raw power of an actress fully surrendering to a role. These women didn't just act. They left pieces of themselves on screen, and that's why we'll never forget them. What are some actress performances that have stuck with you? Let me know in the comments. Consider subscribing for more movie lists. Dash out!